Watching this film is like a tour through those areas. And I already know so much about Indian culture just by watching a lot of the South Indian films. Comedy is extreme tragedy. I never believed it until I saw this South Indian film titled Balagam. I'm told that the director of this film, Balagam, is actually someone who is into comedy. But ironically, his first major film, which is this film, is actually a teardropper. How ironical can things be? Instead of comedy, it turned out to be a pure tragedy. This movie is full of crying, like this, like this, like this, like this. It is a film that gives hope to low-budget filmmaking. People often think Bollywood is Indian film industry, but it's really far from that. With all that out of the way, Balagam actually tells the story of life, but looking at it from the perspective of death and how human beings can use it for their selfish interest. This movie actually opened my eyes to lots of things because over here in Africa, we actually tend to witness a lot of those things because funerals are a big deal down here and people celebrate them a lot. And there are actually lots of rituals that are associated with passing of people, that is rite of passage. I'm going to make another video talking about how the rituals actually mirror Africa and why India and Africa are actually closer than we think. And this film, Balagam, actually revealed most of these things to me. And so, if you are not subscribed to this channel yet, I'll do much appreciate if you can do so because very soon I'm going to be posting a video with that. And generally over here, we do talk about cinematography, photography, editing, and all its related branches. We also watch movies and talk about other movie industries all across the globe. If all this sounds interesting, please do me a favor, click on the subscribe button and please make sure to turn on the post notification bell so you are notified anytime I drop awesome content like this right here from the continent of Africa. Grandpa is a lovely person in this community and he's kind of like the binding factor. Unfortunately, Grandpa dies. Of course, that is just the laws of nature and how nature works. Now, Grandpa's death becomes the basis or the centrifugal force that drives the whole story. Everything in this movie at that point begins to revolve around the funeral of Grandpa. And please, this is a non-spoiler review, and so please make sure to go watch Balagam because trust me, I can guarantee you that you are not going to be disappointed because this movie, trust me guys, it's really amazing. So just like the way human beings would do, everybody begins to use this funeral for their own selfish interests, forgetting the common goal that all of them are supposed to fight for. But at the end of the day, the whole family manages to come together at the end. And that is all I'm going to be sharing with you by way of plot. Make sure to go watch the full film. Cinematography. The cinematography in this film is just simply mind-blowing. It is clear that the little resources they had at hand, they were able to use it efficiently. And it's actually reflected in the way this movie is shot. And if you look at it, a lot of the compositions are very well done. For example, over here, they are using what we call the frame within a frame. The camera itself has a frame, and over here is a frame, and another frame. You see, that is a compositional technique that a lot of cinematographers do get you to concentrate on the exact part of the video that they want you to see. And Balagam makes use of a lot of these things. The other thing is that they also blur a lot of the background, and over here the technical name is bokeh, and it just makes the whole thing look very beautiful. And also in terms of the colors of this film, everything is kind of like very vibrant, reflects the way life is lived in that particular community. Everything seems to be very vibrant among the people. Despite all the little conflicts and the selfishness that people actually do exhibit, watching Balagam, it's like taking a tour across a South Indian community. And even though I personally haven't been to India, watching this film is like a tour through those areas. And I already know so much about Indian culture just by watching a lot of the South Indian films. And that is one thing I've noticed about South Indian films. They are kind of more true to life. And by way of encouraging independent filmmakers, they actually make good use of the little resources that they have. And so without the huge budgets that Bollywood have for most of their films, with just the little amount of money, these South Indian guys are killing it, guys. They are able to make very high quality films with the low budget that they have. They try as much as possible not to let the budget reflect the final product that they put out there in the market. And that is exactly what I preach on this channel to independent filmmakers. The director himself actually features in this film. And remember, I told you that he's a comedian. He still managed to sprinkle those elements, even though the story is a very serious story. He played this particular character, and that character is actually one of my favorites in the whole of this film because he brings in some form of comic element, and every time things get so serious, it is this guy who actually plays down the seriousness of the whole thing. And he really played this so well, guys. Kudos to all the filmmakers who put together this great piece of Balagam. The only thing I didn't like about this film is that I wish, even though the colors were actually vibrant throughout the whole film, I wish probably we could use some of the color grading to help tell the story. So maybe apparently when things were bad, we could desaturate the colors a little bit to kind of match the whole situation and all that. But hey, I don't know why the director chose to kind of keep it consistent throughout. That could also be his own artistic interpretation of his script. So I really have no qualms with that. I always say if an artistic choice does not really take something major out of the story, then it means the director made the right choice. And I didn't really see this as an issue. Maybe I figured this out because I had to find a negative at all costs. Yeah, but hey, this movie was a great one, and I really entreat all of you guys to watch it. I have a video coming soon about how life is treating me after RRR, because unless you are new to this channel, you know that RRR has actually become one of my favorite films of all time. Apart from 300 Spartans and all the other films like Titanic that I've watched in the past, this new Indian movie has become my favorite movie so far. And it's very hard to watch any other Indian film now or any other film and not to wear the glasses or not to kind of examine it under the microscope of RRR. But I'm trying hard, and Balagam is a great film, guys. Try and watch it. Click here to watch my video on Triple R to truly understand the ins and outs of the Indian film industry. Until next time, as always, guys, keep practicing filmmaking. Peace out.